DoorDash was caught again subsidizing Dasher Pay with tips and now have to fork over $17 million to the drivers of New York. To me, this is another case of DoorDash's shady business practices, and it should honestly make you question, should I even trust DoorDash? Have you questioned that before? Let me know in the comments. Now, I've been on the DoorDash app for over 6 years and over 16,000 deliveries. And I did work during the timing of this lawsuit. Granted, I wasn't in New York, but we all questioned back then the pay we were receiving. And to me, nothing has changed except now attorney generals are paying attention and they're going after DoorDash. So coming up on not this video, we will go over the details of this settlement, what it means to you as a Dasher. Should you trust DoorDash, and will there be more settlements in the near future? Okay, so here are the details. Well, according to the New York Attorney General, DoorDash will pay almost $17 million to settle claims that it unfairly used customers' tips to subsidize the wages of its delivery workers in New York, rather than letting drivers keep the tips on top of their guaranteed pay. Also, according to the Attorney General, DoorDash used the wage model between May 2017 and September 2019. The company would guarantee workers a base payment for each delivery, but was factoring tips into that equation, only paying workers for whatever the tips didn't cover, at least according to the Attorney General. DoorDash also did not make it clear to the customers that their tips were being used to offset workers' wages. Hence, they weren't transparent at all. Want to know what DoorDash's fantastic response to all this was? Because I know I do. Well, here it is. While we believe that our practices properly represent how Dashers were paid during this period, we are pleased to have resolved this years-old matter and look forward to continue to offer a flexible way for millions of people to reach their financial goals. Wow, right? DoorDash, is this an admission of guilt? Because it sure sounds like it to me. What do you think? When companies typically settle out of court, it's because they know that there is a possibility that they will actually lose. Now, I'm no lawyer, but to me, this is kind of simple to see. So what do you think? Do you think DoorDash is guilty? Let me know in the comments. So what does this mean to you as a Dasher? Well, the good thing is that you live in New York and worked between May 2017 and September 2019. You might have some money coming your way sometime soon. You might be asking, what do I care? I don't live in New York. Everyone honestly should pay attention to this, because this isn't the end of states following suit and trying to hold DoorDash accountable. This could happen in your own state. You never know. But you should be questioning, if DoorDash settles outside of the court and didn't fight this, how guilty does this really make them look, and how they actually pay their Dashers? Have you ever questioned, is DoorDash stealing my tips? Well, if they use tips to subsidize Dasher pay so they didn't have to pay out of their own pocket, what do you think the answer to that is now? I think we probably have all had customer incidences where they have questioned, did you ever get my tip? This actually really did happen to me last summer. A customer came out because she used to be a DoorDash driver, and she wanted me to close out the order so she can ensure that I got the tip, which was $10 at the time, in the app. Luckily, I did, but she did say that wasn't the case in one of her previous drivers. She actually had tipped $10, and the Dasher actually only got $5, and she had to contact DoorDash customer service. I don't know what happened from there. Now, this is a third party situation, but there have been many times that I took a large order and payouts were low, and I actually knew the customer and I didn't get the tip that they put in through the merchant's website. Now, it could be the merchant taking the tip, but then why is DoorDash allowing them to take money away from drivers? They know what's going on. The bottom line is follow your money and keep an open mind to DoorDash antics, and don't ever believe that they're always on the good side of things. This is proof. After everything we just talked about, should you trust DoorDash? Heck no. I always say they make me good amount of money and they are one of my main apps that I use, but I don't even come close to agreeing with their business practices. I think they're shady as heck. I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. Do I believe they did this to every driver and every state? Absolutely. They are cheap and they do not care about paying drivers or treating them fairly. They only care about making money. They are a business. They care about saving money at any cost, and this is no different. So, who is their biggest expense? That would be the driver. I would be naive to believe that they have never taken a tip or a percentage of a tip from me. I know they did at some point, especially with me doing 16,000 deliveries. Do I think I was a part of this unfair subsidized base pay? Yeah, I do. And isn't that messed up if you really think about it? I said this before and I'm going to say it again. We as Dashers have to put a lot of trust in DoorDash, and we have to trust that they are paying us what the customer tipped us. And then the customer has to put a lot of trust in DoorDash that they are giving the drivers the tips that they are leaving and that they're doing right by the driver. That's a lot of trust if you ask me to put in DoorDash and both the customer and driver. How will we ever know if DoorDash is paying us, the driver, what the customer had intended to give us? We'll never know. It is a complete trust system. Heck, they could be skimming every order and we would honestly never know. Crazy, right? Do you trust DoorDash? Let me know in the comments. Will we see more settlements in the future? Well, honestly, it probably depends on your own state's attorney general. I think it's the beginning of all of this, and I think DoorDash is about to lose more millions of dollars down the road. You know, it started with Illinois, and I said this before, if it was done in one state, it's done in all states. They weren't the only ones. And once one state wins, guess what? Other states are going to follow suit. They're going to want a piece of that money train that they know that they are entitled to, and they're confident that they will win. And they're not going to even probably have to go to court. Everything will probably be settled out of court. To me, it's a win-win for every state that does this. So, what do you think about this lawsuit? Are you in New York and you work during this time? Let me know. I said earlier, Illinois had a similar settlement. If you want to learn more details and information, you're going to want to check this one out next because your state could be next. Be prepared, and I'll see you over there.